Yo, what's going on, guys? How is everyone doing? How was everyone's weekend? War. Yeah, there are a bunch of good setups. But there we go. Hide this. Okay. Jay, why are you staying far away from China stocks? What's up, everyone? Trader, what's up? Williams, what's going on? Zamora. William, what's up? Chris. Zach, nice name. I like the name. Nick, what's going on? Chris. Sick 4531, what's going on, man? Get some activity in the chat. HSI. Yeah, down 2% right now. It's just following the trend though. It's really nothing different, you know? Jeff, what's going on? Paris, what's up? Pedro. Yano. AFR, terrible weekend. Oh, had the flu. I hope everyone gets better. Flu is not fun, especially if you have a fever. Fevers are brutal. John, what's going on? Thunder. Thunder. Is that your real name? Thad Thunder? That would be a really cool name. Al Assad, what's up? Brother. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Add this to the futures watch list. Wow. RTSI currently down 13%. Broke that low of 1260. Yeah, chat's pretty active. I posted it on my Twitter now. I usually don't post it on my Twitter because I just usually want it to be, you know, more educational for a smaller amount of people. But if everyone likes streams, I'll start to put it on my Twitter so everyone can start to see. Let me know if the music's too loud also. So futures, everything's down a little bit. I mean, I'm not worried. So here's ES, S&P 500 mini futures. So Matt, if you guys have any questions, I would love to answer questions first. Let me make this music a little bit lower for myself. Let me know if the music's too loud. I don't think it should be. So Matt asked, on Twitter recently, Siebel said trading is easy. Don't make it difficult. Love to hear your perspective on the best ways to make trading easy. It is very easy, but it's also very hard at the same time if you're new, right? It's easy to us. We've been doing it for years. Just like anything you do for years becomes easy. It's just like riding a bike, right? At the beginning, it's super hard. Like, how would anyone ever do this? And then you do it over and over again, and it becomes easier every single day. Just like any profession, right? To be a doctor, it takes years and years of education and school. Any industry, anything takes a long time. Trading is not going to come easy. Not. And especially there's money involved. Right at your fingertips. You can lose money here and you can win money right there. Right on the spot. So, you know, it's takes time, but it is easy once you have experience, just like anything else. Right? It's like a ladder, right? Support, resistance. I think if you're new, support and resistance is definitely the most important thing to learn. We were at 87 people right now. This might be a record. Which we should have way more because we have so many people in the Discord. Yeah, make sure you turn notifications on my Twitter. I try not to post anything not helpful. Everything I post is basically, you know, something that could help you guys out. Good music level, perfect. Walmart killed earnings, may move to 358. Would be. I don't really. I just day trade, Jay. I don't really feel comfortable giving advice on you know, investing, as I am not a financial advisor. Can I show how I do my weekly watch list with Baba? Yeah, so I have my watch list. These are the tickers I'm going to be watching very closely. The ones with the pink, not these. Just ignore all those. These are just tickers I watched from last week. But these ones with the pink little tab, these are the ones I'm watching very, very closely. I like the setup. We're at 96 people. Let's go. Make sure to subscribe, like the video. Helps get the word out there. All I do is focus on charts. Right? So for everyone in here, everyone that's new, I only focus on charts. I don't really focus on anything external, right? So like the war that potentially might happen with Russia and like the tensions with Ukraine. I'm not worried. You should never be worried if you're trading. Be emotionless. It takes a lot of time to become emotionless, but you know, you can just play the price action. That's all you need to do. So what I do like about Walmart is this flag kind of thing here, right? So it's creating basically like a baseline here, right? Buyers step in every single time this region between 135 and 133 gets hit. So if this trend line can break, ideally over this high right here, right, we should see a move up to this next high, this next area of resistance. Right in this region. And the music a little bit louder so I can hear. Okay. That's basically like what I look for, right? We have a base established and a level of resistance established. Music might be too loud. I need to figure out the perfect settings for this. We have 100 level people. Let's go. Everyone drop a like, notifications on, all of it. Yeah, I also have a lot of YouTube videos on my channel, like educational videos from a while back, end of last year. So make sure you go check those out. It's like basic beginner videos. I tried to make them as simple as possible. That's when I first started my channel though, so you know, I was just getting started on creating videos, so might seem a little shaky. But this is like exactly how I would make my watch list. I just look for setups that I like. For example, like Amazon, right? We have a very established line of resistance. Once it broke through, it bounced right off of it, came back down, retested again, and then won again. It tested for 3 times now. Old resistance as new support, which is why I'm watching it here. And I like these levels right here because, right, this old level of resistance turned into a support right here, turned into a support again right here, and now it's doing the same thing. So if we can get a break over around, put the magnet on, around 3086, this high candle right here, we should see a little breakout and push into this region right here, right around like 3170 and 3200. What's up, Matt? Green thoughts, what's going on? Any thoughts on Amazon? Here you go. Just answer your question. Basic, what's going on? What time frame do I use? I use all of them. There's really no specific time frame that's best. I actually posted something in the Discord that covers the time frame. Let me see if I could find it quickly. If not, I will I'll post it later. Might have it saved in my photos. Maybe 1 second. See if I could find this little cheat sheet. This will be very helpful. Yep, here it is. Okay. I'm going to post it in the Discord in the market resources section. If you're not on the Discord, make sure you join. We're not just a normal Discord either, right? We have our own unusual options activity platform. I'm actually going to bring it up right now so you guys can see it. Right, so this is our platform. All members get it. I'm pretty sure most people in here is a member. But if you're not, right, this comes with it. Okay, so I just posted in the Discord, in the market resources section, here's a little picture, right? So if you're scalping, here's the time frame to look at, signals, hold time, interval, and how to monitor it. So if you want to take a screenshot of the screen right now, feel free. You're more than welcome to screenshot this. If you want it on your phone or your computer, whatever you're using. But right, scalping, day trading, swing trading, and this is basically investing. Love this cheat sheet. This is super simple to understand. I basically scalp and day trade. Most people in the Discord, all the analysts basically think scalp, day trade. A little bit swing trading nowadays, but it's tough with the current market. Music is loud. I hope it's better. I turned it down a little bit. What charting platform? I use TradingView. Should say it somewhere. No, it doesn't. So here's that cheat sheet. We have a bunch of videos covering so many different educational topics. But let's see other questions. How do you get the bottom part of your screen where you go between the different tools? Oh, so it's just a favorites bar. Right, so if you have a tool that you use, you click the little star. Right, so if I wanted the pitchfork, it would add the pitchfork. Right, you click the little star. These are the ones I use the most, which is why I have these favorited. Volume profile, we actually have a... Where is the Discord? Getting lost here. Here it is. We actually have a volume profile thing right here. Volume profile, volume analysis, and volume profile. Ghost actually covered it live before market open one of the days, right? So definitely go through all this. It teaches you how to, how to read it and how to trade with it. Extremely helpful. We have that. We have here's our affiliate program, by the way. You can make a good amount of money if you refer people. Yeah, the free version allows you to do all that as well. I pay for like the highest one just to save more alerts. But you guys could do whatever you want. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I'm just trying to answer as many questions as possible right now. If you guys have questions, ask me. Like that would be more helpful than just going over charts. Hopefully it sticks with you. Only indicator I use is the volume profile and the BT cloud. I have all these, but I only have these enabled. Right, volume, BPVR, which is this right here, tells me volume by price as opposed to volume by time, basically. And the BT Cloud, which is just EMAs. Well, along with that, I definitely the biggest must is option flow. This is like the biggest cheat code there is. I base all my trades off of flow. Everything off of this. How do I get my 135 minute etc. to like here? I just have these favorited as well. Time frames favorited. Top here. How to enter a trade, Dominic. I actually have a video on that on my channel. It covers, you know, how to enter a trade, how to spot reversals. I could probably go over a trade from last week. Like NVIDIA, I'm pretty sure I traded. Yeah, NVIDIA ran like 1,000%, I think. Okay, wait, so I can actually do this. Okay, so last week, my chart on NVIDIA, pretty sure I had it like this, right? We closed right below it. So this is actually a perfect example, right? So we had a double bottom right here. We bounced off of it twice. We bounced again off of it multiple times. Buyer stepped in, moved to the upside, rejected a previous level of resistance, right? We rejected once before. If we scroll back, I'm sure another time. Right, here's a little flag. Once it broke that level, moved to the upside. Multiple times this level rejected, right? 248, 59, right in that region. So we zoom in. We have two bounces right here, another bounce right here. And what did we expect to happen again, right? We expected this to bounce right in this region. What I really thought was going to happen is I thought it would, where's my brush? I thought it would come down a little bit further, right? Take out this low right here and then move back to the upside, right? That happens all the time, a little fake out before the breakout, which is why you need to be patient. You need to wait for confirmation and wait for flow. Always confirm with flow. And then once it shot back up, created a higher low right here. Pretty sure we entered at the break of this candle right here. And the BullTrades cloud started to turn green right at the breakout of this resistance. So we entered here, it gapped up overnight, and the next trigger level was this resistance. Currently I'm on the 10-minute. Time frame's up here. Go to full screen. Time frame's up here. It doesn't really matter. You know, it's basically the same thing on all of them. I like to trade with the 3-minute if I'm like scalping. All right, it looks super clean. So if I didn't get in right here on the day before, this would be a perfect time to enter, right? So the volume profile was highest right around 248, right in this region, which lines up with this level of resistance perfectly. But once this level of resistance, right, we had a double top right here, came back down, consolidated sideways, rejected it again, and came back down. Right, it shot through and it took off, and this would have been a perfect entry right here. And the next level that I was aiming for was this level right here. Why? Right, we have a level of support, another bounce right off that level. So 259 or 260, a psychological level, is a perfect level to start taking profits. And let's play it, see how it played out. Right, so moves up, comes back down, people taking profits, and then starts to move back to the upside. And it goes right to the target. Okay, notice, I'll pause it. Notice how it rejects right before. You always want to take profits on the way up, right? So don't wait for that level of resistance, take profits before. You'll get a better fill. There will be IV. The IV implied volatility will be on your side. It'll be way better on your end. You'll be able to get a fill usually on the ask. You'll get a much better price as opposed to selling once it starts coming down. That will give you the worst price possible. So always take profits on the move to the upside. You will get the best possible fill. All right, take a look at the volume as well in the breakout. Insane volume coming through. Let's continue the move. Good play. Right, it starts consolidating right below resistance, trying to take out people. People are taking profits. Consolidates middle of the day. Right, this is around the afternoon, around 10:30 actually. Then it starts to move back to the upside at resistance. See what it does. Notice how it's consolidating right at that level of resistance. Bears and the bulls are fighting here. Right, it's riding this BullTrades cloud, BT cloud, and then it moves back to the upside. Perfectly. This was over a 1000% trade. And look at the volume profile, right? Right around 265, right? So it's going to start to, consolidate and potentially reject right in this region. And it did exactly that. Right? This is exactly what you look for. It's going to come back down, retest this level as a new level of support. Let's see what it does. All right, so it comes back down. Let's see if it holds. I don't remember if it holds or not. All right, so this would have been a great spot to cut any runners. Let's see if it fakes out before a breakout again. Yep, so that's a classic move right here, right? We approach resistance, we come back down, we test support, it breaks support, right? Everyone's cutting their positions right here, right? Everyone is cutting their position because it's breaking support, right? We had one bounce here, another bounce here. It rejected, it consolidated right on resistance. This is the level everyone's watching. It breaks below, everyone's stop loss gets taken out, and then it rips higher again. I'm sure everyone in here has been in a situation where they get stopped out and then it rips to the upside. It's the worst. But, if you size right, those little moves won't fake you out. Let's speed this up. And it moves back higher. Classic move. Yeah, this is the BT cloud. BT cloud. So this is what we just analyzed. Now we're back down here. But overall trend, take a look at the larger view. Delete all this. Higher and higher lows, lower and lower highs. We rejected right at this level of resistance. That's why it was so good to take profits right where we were. If you guys see any questions that you can answer in chat for some people, like some basic questions, feel free to answer them. A lot of people in here are members, so I trust you guys. And also, if I missed your questions, just it's not intentional, obviously. How do you know when to cut a losing trade? Good question. Everyone has a different risk tolerance. You know, it's if it breaks support, cut. If it right, fake out before the breakout happens a lot, but you need to watch the flow. You need to watch SPY, QQQ, see what the overall market's doing. If the market is starting to become weaker, right, you need to watch VIX as well, right here. Volatility indicator, right? When this moves to the downside, SPY moves to the upside, and the whole market. So you just need to watch those. How do I find price points? Basically just support and resistance like I just covered. That should answer your question. The video is based on flow and setup. Yep. Let's see. How do you get options alerts? It's in the Discord. Where's Discord? Right here. Options alerts. We post all of them here. We also have a bot that checks it all. Right, we have pings, right, for important levels. And you can opt into all of the analysts. All the analyst alerts. Right, you can see all of our trades, right? If I go trades, you can see all my trades. I went on a massive win streak. This was a lotto. All right, you could see overall stats. See if I could copy someone's the month. So this is from the 1st to the 19th. 15 winning trades, 3 losing. 83% win rate for this month so far. Give me a second, just reading some of these questions. What type of flow am I looking for? Good question. I cover it constantly, but we have a bunch of new people in here, so I'll cover it again. What do I look for? All right, so first things first, sweeps only. I don't really care about the regular trades. Sweeps only, always. And then usually I'll just take this off, right? You can move this around to wherever you want. I just take it off the chart, don't need it. Next, right, the favorite section is usually here. I remove that also. Then I go to expiration, less than, and then I go a week out. I play scalps and day trades. So I only want to see options or contracts that are no less or no more than a week out, excuse me. So this will filter all trades happening this week. Right. So now I have weekly contracts. What else do I change? I changed the amount. You know, you could do whatever you want, usually around 100,000. All right, so now I'm seeing orders over 100,000. I usually move the spot right next to the strike. That way I can compare them, see if they're out of the money or in the money. Then I change this right next to the put and the call section. See whether they're buying or selling. And the premium, I'll just move right here. This section I typically don't look at. Let me see if I could you're missing the ping section, just tag like C Blast or me or one of the other staff right now. They'll help you out. I'm going over flow right now. Yeah, use a stop loss. No problem. For all caps. Let's get some more activity in here, guys. We got a bunch of people in here, only a couple people commenting. Ask questions. This is basically a one-on-one session for all you. I'm answering every question. Make sure you subscribe, like, all the above. You guys know the rule. This is only one of the sections as well, right? So this is what I look for. You can also turn, out of the money calls on if you want. You could turn price less than $200 a contract, volume greater than open interest if you want, right? To see some newer trades. Yeah, and you can export it to Excel. You could save these filters. It shows you the overall sentiment. So good question. EHYS. I don't know how to pronounce your name. So I watch these tickers very closely, and then I always have this this open on my other monitor, and I'm actively looking at flow all day long. And if I see anything interesting that's not on my watch list, I'll add it. Right? If I see anything interesting, I'll add it. Like for example, right here's out of the money. Right, so someone last week bought QQQ 225. Right, what's today's date? 21st. Tomorrow's the 22nd. 350 calls for 200K. They were basically taking a lotto, right? Probably not going to hit, considering futures are down a lot. But they were hoping that the tensions between Russia and Ukraine would die, but not always right. But once the market's open and you start to see flow come through, it really gets easy to see what people are buying. Amazon, I like. We kind of covered it already. It's kind of flagging right over old resistance as a new support. Right, I like it over 30.86, and I like it below 30.20. It might open below though, so we got to see. The losing Tesla trade, good idea. So, if I remember correctly, this was the chart I had. Yeah, pretty sure. Was it on February 10th? So I'm pretty sure I entered right around here, if I remember correctly. Right, looking for a breakout over this, right? It rejected once, twice, 3 times, and I was playing a potential breakout, right? I entered early, and I was looking for a breakout. Ended up failing, and a great area to cut is a previous level of support. So like for example, this level right here, right? It rejected once, rejected twice, acted as a new support, and then it failed below. Right? If you didn't get out there, another level could have been this bottom right here. Right? Hesitated and then dropped down to the next level of support. Right? Hesitated again, dropped down to the next level of support. It's like a ladder. So can't win them all. Didn't break out. Lost my internet and couldn't alert the close. I didn't even get the close myself. Looked like a 70% loss or something, or 50% loss. I forgot what it was. How long would it take me to turn 1,000 to 10,000? I've done it in a day. I've done it in a year. It depends on what the market gives you. You can't really, don't trade, with the mindset of, I want to make this amount of money. If you do that, you're going to lose, right? Because you're going to just be focused on making more money. You trade based on, what the market's giving you and the setup, you'll have a much higher chance of actually continuing to profit. So trade based off of, you know, just setups only. What's up, Johnny? EAF Labs, you still there? Give me a nice trend. Any tips on interpreting if the part of the spread? So if it's part of a spread, you can typically notice like right, so like the same strike, but one's bearish and one's bullish. Let's see if we could spot it. Also look at the contracts, right? So someone buying like 445 contracts of this and selling 445 contracts of this, right? It's obviously a spread, but it's not really that important. Coin Square beyond Etsy earnings this week. Yep, big earnings. Hopefully Square beats, because Square has been do I not have Square on here? Square's been, you know, doing awful. Down massive from the highs. It was at 289, now it's in double digits. Is there a time of day where you see flows? Absolutely. In the morning and before close. Or honestly, my favorite time to trade recently has been around like 1 p.m. Eastern, 1:30 Eastern, right? People are starting to put out unusual options activity, right? You start to see some weird flow come through. People are setting up and preparing for an end of the day move. You can kind of gain like an end of the day sentiment on what's going to happen. And if you're not in the Discord, make sure you are, because all the staff post charts all day long, and we answer all questions all day long. No group does that. Any specific amount of premium? I basically do like 100,000 plus, or if it's Lotto Friday, on Fridays I'll change it to like 50,000 plus, right? People aren't betting as much. Drop my playlist. Right now I'm actually just using this Stream Beats, right? It's for streaming. Very relaxing and just calm music that's not copyright. How do I join All Access? You go onto the website. BullTrades, pricing, here. 7-day free trial. Check it out. Okay, let's go over the setups I like. Dash. Why do I like Dash this week? We have a massive support here, right? We bounce once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and we're approaching it again. We also have a falling wedge right here, right? So we're consolidating, price action is getting tighter and tighter. If it breaks this level 99, 96, or over 100, it's gonna get you know, it's gonna see a nice little move. So that's why I like this. Twitter. We have a little triple bottom here on the smaller time frame. Right, 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3 bounce. This will probably open below it, but I'll watch for a retest if it does open below it. This was the giveaway right here. Right, we had 1 bounce, bounced again, broke this level, and it also broke this multiple bottom here, right? We bounced once, twice, 3 times, and then once it broke 35.50, it was donezo. What's up, Jack? You can put your questions in technical chat or the TA questions. What's it called? Questions TA. You could put it in. Keep asking questions, guys. Use this time to your advantage. Over Dash? I just covered Dash. Maybe you weren't here, but multiple bottom falling wedge. You can scroll back if you like. Twitter, I'm watching this, right? Just covered that. Bava, watching this week. If Baba breaks below this triple bottom here, definitely gonna play puts. See the daily here. Whoops. So look at this. I didn't even realize. This old level of resistance lines up perfectly with this triple bottom. Didn't even realize. We have earnings coming up this week on the 24th. So if this breaks, right, probably gonna test that level, 94. So you see how that works. But I do like this setup. Right, level of resistance, we broke out, we bounced off of it once, and we're right at support again twice. This is trading view, yes. How do I manage gap downs? Excuse me. How do I manage gap downs? If I'm in the trade, right? First of all, I don't really swing much. So I really never am in a gap down situation. All right, I usually cut. I always actually, here's something good. I always cut my position at the end of the day. Right? I never leave my full size of my position to swing overnight. If I'm up 10% and I have X, I'll cut half just to reduce my risk. I have no idea what's going to happen overnight. It's always important to manage your risk. Always manage your risk. Right? Be a risk first trader, not a profit first trader. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video. Appreciate it. Dollar Tree had some bad news. Depends what the chart looks like. All I do is play the chart. All you need to do is play the chart. I like this a lot, actually. All right, so look where it rejected. Right below this previous level of resistance. After that nice move up. This was like a perfect opportunity right here. Like, this was perfect. Playing the break right here, right? This is where I would have entered. Right, I would have had this chart lined up like this. Multiple levels of rejections across this pink trend line. And I would have played the break right here of this. Enter here. Price target is right in this region. Right? Scale out right here, right? Because we're approaching this level of resistance. And then, you know, it has a gap to fill right here, which it did. Yeah, I do have a Zach. I do have a video covering flow on my channel. Why does flow sentiment show bearish on a call? That means they sold it. Oh yeah, thank you for answering. Appreciate it. SIC 4531. Bad. Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Always manage risk. Absolutely. Sometimes you get the move right, but my timing is slightly off. That just comes down to experience, man. The more you do it, the more you will, you know, realize and see, you know, what to do. Absolutely. I'll answer everyone's question. You guys support me, I support you. That's how it works. Ask as many questions as possible. Right? If you're coming from my Twitter, drop a comment. I love meeting the new guys. Obviously, I love having the old guys here. And girls. There's definitely some girls here. I focus more. I don't really like to play overnight swings. I know some people like to swing trade, but it's so unpredictable. If the setup is good, I'll swing it, right? So let's say I bought in here at the break of this level and the market closed or was about to close. I would cut my position if it was over this 137.24 level, right? Reduce my risk. If it closed over this level, reduce my risk and swing overnight, right? Because it broke this level of resistance. If it closed below, I probably would have, sold most of my position. If I wanted to be risky, I could, leave some possible runners. But, if you sell something, you could always enter. You can always enter again. Do I always wait for a trigger to be retested before entering? No. Sometimes I enter before if I see a lot of flow is coming through the table, right? If I see like repeat activity on one ticker, right? Like for example, SPY was swept 4 times right here. Let's say SPY came through, puts all bearish, right? That's something to follow, especially with big money, right? Your most successful trades have been trades that are months out. So now you got to ask yourself, why has that happened? Was it patience, right? You took a longer trade and a longer expiration, so you were more patient. Because typically larger or longer dated contracts are smaller gains because of the theta. You have more time. It's not as risky, right? Usually the contracts that expire weekly have the largest moves, which is why you need a size very, very small. Make sure you work on your position size. Yep, I do give real-time alerts. I don't include how many contracts I bought because that's basically irrelevant to anyone. Everyone has a different size account. So you got to trade based on your risk and your account size. No, never get worried. Never get worried. I trade emotionless. I trade emotionless. I don't care if the market goes down 1 million or if it goes up 1 million. The market's always going to be here. There's always time for another trade. So here's SPY, right? So what I see here is kind of an inverse head and shoulders. So first of all, we need to hold this level, 426.66. Right, this bottom here bounced again, bounced again. We have a level of resistance. We broke out, a little fake out before the breakdown. But we have a left shoulder, our head, and a right shoulder. All right, this potentially is going to gap down. What are futures looking like now? All right, it's down 1.5%, but that 427, 42.77 should open right around here. This stays. So this 426 level needs to hold. Inverse head and shoulders kind of looks like if this level holds, I would consider calls at the bottom here for potential reversal. Need to see what the market looks like at open. I don't really trade any tickers that don't have weekly contracts. I just trade the big names. And for anyone that's on my Twitter, people are accusing us of pumping stocks. It's impossible to ever pump a $2 billion stock. I mean, $2 trillion. $2 trillion stock. Did I get wrecked on UPST? No, I actually made profit because I cut most of my position on that move to the downside here. Right, we entered puts, I think, around here. I think. Or maybe around here. Took profits right around here, left a few runners, and then it shot up on good earnings. So I ended up making money on this trade. You can DM me on Twitter if you want. I have my DMs off on Discord because I was getting 1 million a day from like spam accounts. So if you want to DM me on Twitter. I'll answer everyone's questions. Is there anything I feel best trading? Tesla. Tesla is definitely my most traded stock. I don't really like the setup on it this week though. So I didn't add it to my watch list. We'll see if it breaks this. Right, that kind of little pattern. Nothing really too special though here. How do I decide what strike price to pick? Always out of the money, right? I'm an options trader. I trade only weeklies. Always out of the money, but not too far out of the money. Generally around 10% out of the money. It really depends on the stock though. Like 5 to 10% out of the money. Also, another perfect way to pick what strike to use. Right, so let's say for example, we were playing like this pattern here. I would enter over 863, enter here, and the price target is going to be this candle here. Right, old support turned into a resistance. 886 is the target. Right, so I would play about right, you could play anything, 870, 880 strike. I would pick something where I think can go in the money. Right, so we're playing an out of the money call. We're at 863, out of the money call, but something that could potentially go in the money. Right, if you did like a 950 strike, that would be way too high. 900 strike, it could pay big, right? You have a higher risk but a higher reward. But I'd rather play a little safer and you know, be more precise. Preston regarding that, you know, it's a ladder. So if one level breaks, it's going to move to the next level. If it holds, it's going to move back up to the previous level. ER thoughts? No thoughts on ER. Have no idea. Just play the price action. If I knew I'd be a billionaire. I think AMD is my favorite setup this week. I didn't cover it yet. If you're new, make sure you drop a like, subscribe. Really appreciate it, guys. This is my favorite setup of the week. We have a very common level of resistance. We have a perfect inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. This is probably going to gap down though. That's the only thing. But I'm watching it over 115.64. Below 109 puts with the price target in right, first region is going to be right around here. A little gap to fill. Around 105 to 107. But this is my favorite setup if the market gains some strength. Right, perfect falling wedge. But it's probably going to gap down, so we'll see. People keep mentioning CRM, right? They had some big flow. Earnings are coming up on March 1st. Overall trend is to the downside though, right? So definitely risky. It's creating lower and lower lows. Not for me. Definitely not for me. The video, I basically covered all my favorite setups. Airbnb was decent, right? Broke this trend line. Now it's you know, just chopping up to the upside. Apple, not really a fan. Boeing, nice double bottom here. If this holds, probably going to open below, so it's going to be invalidated. But you know, if that holds, it's a perfect double bottom, right? With a previous resistance, right? This resistance acted as a new support now. Square, right? Overall trend to the downside, so you're fighting gravity here, but you have this trend line here. And that trend line there, right? So it is consolidating. You know, it's decent if this holds. It's probably going to gap down because the market's you know, pretty weak overnight. Futures are down a little bit. This is my final list. These tickers are the main ones I'm watching. Lamb. The ones with the pink. I always watch Square, QQQ, and IWM. Always watch these. Yeah, good point, Blonde Broker. If it's you know, if you can't afford something that's close to the money, like if it's too far out of the money, you know, just skip it. Great point. Right, like Amazon, Tesla, Google, Chipotle, all those names, or Shopify, all those names have very expensive contracts. You can't afford to risk the amount. That's something that's, you know, potentially can go in the money. Don't even trade it. Trade something with the cheaper contracts. SPY, QQQ, IWM, Apple. There's still a bunch of names you could trade. Pfizer. This is what I had on Pfizer. All right, multiple bottom. I kind of like this actually. Move this closer. Appreciate you bringing that up, Matt. Overall downtrend, so you got to be careful of that. It also did just break this double bottom here, right? So bounce once, bounce twice. So it is below that important level. But if it bounces here and breaks out, I'll set my alert. I'll set my alert here. Appreciate you stopping by, Zach. Have a good week. XOM looks great. Looks very good, actually. All right, so we have this trend line. Perfect falling wedge. Along with that. All right, but if we go into the smaller time frame, check it out. All right, so you can play a break of 77.71. I'll add an alert. Add this to the watch list. I like this. Why do I like it? Falling wedges are my favorite. They offer the best risk to reward. Right, stop loss around this low here. Right in this region, right? Previous level of resistance acted as a support. And now we're bouncing kind of right in that region again. So if this breaks out over this, right, we're going to test this level of support, which is going to be a new resistance around 78. And just play the levels. Like a ladder. Pretty easy. Could I chart trend? Absolutely. With my Johnson. Snuggies. Thoughts on Moderna? Let's check it out. Be aware, overall downtrend. Moderna has been pretty rough recently, but it is putting in a bottom here. Right, we have one bounce in no man's land here. I wonder. Okay, so look, perfect bounce actually. Right, one bottom, two bottom, and we bounce perfectly right in that region. Another bounce. All right, we're starting to form a level of resistance. So if this bounces here, definitely watch this to the upside. They do have earnings coming up on the 24th though, so be careful. I think some people caught on. Oh boy. For beginners, yes. Raging Rhino knows. I'm a big gym guy, so I always make a lot of gym jokes. For anyone that goes to the gym a lot, probably knows what the joke was, but let's stay on topic here. Stephanie asks, for beginners, do you have a list of resources? Absolutely. We have a huge section right in market resources. All PDFs. Yeah, Snuggles is my friend from home. AV Geeks confirmation is basically volume and unusual options activity. QQQ, here's my chart. Doesn't really look that good. Really nothing here. Just gonna have to play the levels. Right, 337.95, excuse me, needs to hold this level of support. Also, you know, was an old level of resistance. And then this dip right here, 334. I've never spoke this much. My throat hurts. When you're watching flow, do you always need to see a repeat orders? Yeah. I always look for repeat orders. Always. When multiple sweeps are coming through on the same ticker over and over again, especially when there's size, like a lot of premium, a lot of money, definitely very good to follow, especially if the chart is nice. If the chart's nice and multiple orders are coming through on the flow, it's like the holy grail. It works like 90% of the time. I trade on any of these. 3, 5, 10, 15. Depends what I want to do. Cedar, what's going on? I make like mods. How do I make mods? 90% of the time. Oops. I have no idea how to do any of that. Whatever. Figure it out another time. Do you have a favorite news source? BullTrades dashboard. Where is it? News. All comes through here. All right. For anyone new, we have so many different sections on here. Bullish, bearish flow, analyst ratings, upgrades, downgrades, initiations. You could see the alerts right from here. Right, that way you don't have to leave this website. if you just want to see the alerts in technical chat. Also Twitter. Definitely Twitter. Make sure you follow you know, all those companies like Delta One, stock market news, all of them. You can look to see who I follow actually. Right, I follow basically all traders. Right, so you could follow some home friends. You can really follow anyone I follow. That's what you want to do. How do I measure the increased volume on option strikes? Well, you can also see that in your broker, right? Like I use Webull. I use Webull, so you know, well, any of the brokers show volume based on strike. What other questions we got here? Let's see, is there a guide to make the chart look like yours? If you want to copy my chart, actually, you can go to my profile, right? Enhanced market, click the chart, I think, click this and click make it mine. You can copy my exact chart if you want. Here's my Tesla trade that went up like 2,500%. Took an entry right here and it literally went from 940 to 1,200. That was sweet. Gold I didn't cover right now. You can take a sip of water. Wow, I haven't looked at this in a long time and it broke out perfectly. Look at that. So massive flag. Lower highs, higher and higher lows. Broke that high right here. Broke out, then broke this high and now gapped up. So it looks like it's going to want to test this high right here around 178. I have multiple accounts right now. I have for trades after 2 p.m. I use Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade. Volume greater than open interest. It's, you know, it's not the most important thing on the planet, but you know, it's definitely helpful. Some people probably find it more important than others. Yeah, Webull is pretty annoying that it doesn't let you trade after 2 p.m. Eastern. Which is why I have an account on Thinkorswim. Which is basically, my Thinkorswim account is basically just a lotto account. I don't really trade in it unless it's after 2 p.m. on a 0 data expiration. We covered a lot of tickers. I answered a lot of questions. Been on for an hour and 10 minutes now. Yep, so Cedar answered that perfectly. Regarding Matt's question on how important is volume greater than open interest. Open interest is the amount of contracts that are already open, right, in the day prior, basically. Volume is, you know, new, current volume. You know, if you want to see an in-depth article, I would just, you know, Google volume and open interest. On that note, probably going to head out. Long stream. I spoke a lot. Let's see what the market gives us tomorrow. See where the futures are at. I don't follow any Greeks. I could care less about the Greeks, honestly. I haven't looked at the Greeks since like 8 years. If I see a setup, I'm going to play the setup. Um, all right. How to trade market open. If I see a level being taken out, I'll trade it. I treat it no differently. Right, being a day trader, a scalper, you don't have time to look at the Greeks. Right, you got to be as quick as possible. Yeah, Gyro is definitely the best Greek. I could go for some Greek. All right, guys. I appreciate everyone coming in. We had over 100 people this stream. That was awesome. That answered a lot. We actually covered so much material this stream in a short amount of time. So hopefully everyone found it valuable. Hope you guys have a great night. And let's kill it this week. Make sure to be risk first, size small. And best of all, don't be dumb. See you on the flip side.